Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer Show. Have you come close to meeting a bear?
Yeah, a couple of times both in South as well as in the Himalayas, like a black bear. Again, in Uttarakhand, a pretty wild place. So usually bears will keep their distance. They will not really come for you. But this was a case where we were crossing like a mountain stream. So it was a bit noisy. I guess the bear didn't hear us coming. And then we were climbing up on a small plateau. And there the bear, I guess, was eating some berries. He suddenly saw us, not too big. I think it was like a younger animal. And as soon as he saw us, actually, he kind of moved away.
Still capable of taking your guts out.
Yeah, definitely. In South India, for example, near Tirupati, the Venkateswara National Reserve Forest, there we came face to face with a big one, like more like a brown one bear. And that guy was actually looking at us. So I guess he saw us coming. He was not afraid because he's pretty big and we were like small human beings. So there we obviously best thing to do is not to run away because then he might think, okay, let me just run behind them and catch them. So we kept holding ground. We remained calm. I told my guys, stay calm. We'll just see. And we were looking at each other. We were staring in each other's eyes for about 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yeah. So he was thinking what to do. Is this a threat to me or could this be a prey for me? And finally, then he decided to walk away. I don't know why. Maybe we didn't wash ourselves for almost 9 days that time. So maybe the smell of the human. But that, yeah, sometimes a bit tense. But I think you need to remain calm. You cannot appear offensive. So you should not appear frightful towards animals. Then they might know, okay, this guy is scared of me. And they might come after you.
You know, I think that's what people don't understand about wild animals.
We call them wild, but I think people are much more wild than the animals. We are the ones who have exterminated much of the
we're the most
biodiversity. Yeah,
we're the most dangerous animal out there.
Exactly. So it's easy to call them wildlife. I think we call them wildlife because we have become so disconnected from the nature, from the natural habitat, and we are so locked up in our concrete city that we kind of lost touch with the wild. Look at the muscle of these animals.
Yeah. It's crazy. You know, I mean, I meant to say undomesticated. The thing is with deer or even with Indian goats, these things can easily kill you though, like physically speaking.
Yeah.
If you go too close or do something, but that's not what a lot of people assume until you've actually been to national parks yourself and seen the size of these things.
Yeah.
Nilgai, all these things it can be dangerous to go up close to it.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Seen any snow leopards?
No, not snow leopards, only the regular, the orange one. Snow leopards. I think 100 snow leopards would have seen me, but I haven't seen them. Unfortunately, that's very elusive.
Plus, your eye can't catch them easily. Right?
Yeah. I've seen like those ibexes, mountain goats. They run on these vertical rock slopes. It's amazing. Then you have rocks coming down. So even spotting those goats, they are so well camouflaged around here. It's very difficult to spot them in their natural habitat.
Have you seen any of them falling off?
They are like masters of those vertical rock faces. It's amazing how they simply run up and they run, right? They don't climb, they run up a vertical rock face that you think, how is it even possible? But I guess, yeah, they are the prey of these leopards. So they need to be very agile and very speedy in these steep terrains actually to survive, obviously. I've seen dead carcasses like goats who have been killed probably by leopards and whatever is left over then.
That leopard's body that you saw, you know, the one with the flies in its eyes, it was completely dead, right?
Yeah, it was a recent thing. So I took the location and informed the forest department. Usually they want to see if there is any poaching involved. So those guys...
There's poaching up there?
Yeah, I mean, a leopard has a beautiful skin, right? Just like they might poach the elephants for the teeth or the tigers in South for some of the skin. So there also is a potential. So then the forest, I guess, department took the location, came there, took them a little bit of time to reach that location, very remote. So they did kind of an autopsy and they kind of saw that it was more like a territorial dispute between two male leopards.
This was the one that had died.
Yeah, I could see some damage on the skin. Probably they had been fighting over the territory.
Do they attack any of the humans?
No, it's easier for a leopard to attack like a small goatee compared to a human. As a human, you looking at a 5-6 feet tall person. They don't know how harmless we are actually, how unprotected we are, but they probably just assess us by our height, I assume.
It's like we're two humans talking about leopards and we're saying they don't know how harmless we are. I wonder if two leopards also talk about humans like that.
Yeah, maybe.
They don't know how harmless we are.
Yeah, but they would still, I mean, like we have a reputation at humanity, right? There are also a lot of locals there, I think, who are hunting actually like bears or wildlife just for food.
Really?
So yeah, I've seen people in local villages who have guns not to protect but to hunt and eat, probably because that's what their forefathers used to do.
They eat bear meat?
Yeah, wild meat is usually quite tasty. Even in Belgium, we used to eat wild meat from the forests.
I mean, I've heard of people eating like deer
deer,
meat.
deer and so, but anything wild is good. Even my dad used to be a hunter in Belgium. I mean, like pheasants and geese and all that stuff. And the foods, I mean, the taste of wild meat is much better than domesticated.
What does it taste like?
Yeah, it tastes much more intense, right? Because these animals have been eating like herbal plants, raw, natural things. They are not fed with whatever we feed them in cages. They have been running freely in the wild. So the taste of the meat obviously is also better. Same with shepherds. Why do they take hundreds or thousands of sheep in the meadows to graze the entire snow-fed meadows during the summer? Because the quality of the meat and the milk is much better than what they would have if they graze them near the village.
So you said like the Bakarwals and all these guys are mostly vegetarian. Like once in a while.
That's what I see. I mean, mostly they eat vegetarian food. I'm sure they can also eat meat, but I think meat is too precious for them. They would rather sell the meat after grazing the animals. And they become big very quick. They multiply also. I told you 50 animals die, but then maybe 200 new sheep get born during 4 months of summer grazing. So they come back with big fat animals. They sell them in the cities. They come to Delhi, to Chandigarh, to Mumbai probably, the meats, and they are pretty happy, I guess, with vegetarian meals and getting some of the revenue from the herd that they have fed up there.
The meat would be lamb, right?
Lamb, yeah. Lamb, goat and sheep both. Two different animals, goat and sheep.
So mutton and lamb.
Mutton and lamb, I guess, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and the Himalayas are full of that. Between May till September, you go anywhere above the permanent settlements. Anywhere above, say, 3,000 meters, you will not find permanent settlements because there is too much of snow during the winter. But then during the summer, when the snow line goes up to 4,000 or 5,000 meters, all these meadows are full with bakarwals and shepherds. You can see beautiful. This is like 1,000 member sheep gang coming down from the Chorasi Pass in Chamba. This is in Chamba, one of a pass 4,000 meters. I'm standing on a glacier here, which is covered by snow. You can see my Isaacs, which I used to climb up those frozen steep slopes. And there's nobody there. So it's just me, myself, nobody. All of a sudden I hear, bah! Then I look, where? And suddenly I see one goatee coming. And then after a while, the entire gang comes down. And it's beautiful to see that. Look at the meadows.
My God, look at that.
So this is what I'm saying. This is where the shepherds take their animals, say, during summer.
Man.
So this is all covered in snow during winter. And as the summer comes, the snow melts. And these meadows are full of nutritious herbal plants.
And lots of weed.
Yeah, wheat is also there, like in Malana in some places. And then you can imagine if the animals are feeding on these meadows the entire summer, the quality of the milk and meat is amazing. This is the Pir Panjal, which separates Lahore from Himachal, like a 5,000 meter high rock wall, very treacherous. I mean, crossing over this as a hiker is one thing, but crossing over this with 1,000 sheep, you can imagine, is a different challenge for the shepherds. You can see all the footsteps of the sheep inside, and it's very steep, very dangerous. You can see a small mandir there, a small colorful flag at the end. So that's a small mandir where the shepherds will thank God for a safe passage, because in case they get stuck here in bad weather at 5,000 meters, then maybe out of 1,000 sheep, 200 sheep might die. They might simply get stuck, fall down, etc.
How do you feel about the mandirs that you come across?
Yeah, I think people there are very religious because they understand the overwhelming force of nature. They understand that we are very small in front of nature, which can be very overwhelming in these high altitude places. If you go to the next slide, you can see some of these mountain tribes. They live in these beautiful wooden mud houses.
Zoom in.
It's a single room. They will cook, they will sleep, they will have a single room there.
This is in Himachal Pradesh.
This is in Chambaya. So those guys are called Gujars. Gujars are mountain tribes. They live together with their animals. 50% of the house is for humans. 50% of the house is where the small goaties, small buffaloes will stay. They keep them indoors, again, because in the night, predators are out there, which might easily pick up these smaller animals.
Do they ever take children away?
I don't think so. Mostly they go for little children will be safe with the adults inside. And they will have dogs always, dogs to protect whoever is there. So they live very simple. And if you come there as an outsider, they recognize, oh, okay, this guy, this is the first outsider that I see in my entire life here. So maybe this guy is lost. They get a bit worried on you. They will really take care of you, like as you feel like a royal guest almost there. They will give you a cup of chai. They will feed you. They will make you a comfortable bed. They will pack up some food the next day, and they will show you the right way to the pass or something. So amazing people.
What food do you eat in Himachal Pradesh?
Mostly like rotis in the evening and rice midday. They prepare
With
so
like a
with
sabzi?
all kinds of sabjis. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Hey, if you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.